Maybe we start with purpose because, they don't teach us this in school. I don't think so, at least in the
You
Western
know,
world, where they sit down and have us define our purpose, which is kind of a shame because it seems like one of the most important things in life. I think you say in the book that happiness is not a purpose, but whereas
yeah.
finding a purpose can bring you happiness. Can you talk a little bit about that concept?
Yeah. So, I grew up in Asia and they never taught you finding purpose in school. And, I grew up with parents that always said to me, Mom and Dad only want you to be happy. And, but happiness is a byproduct of the experiences you have. So if I sit down with one of my best friends and have a glass of wine with them or hang out with them, the byproduct of that is happiness. I spend time with my wife and my daughter, byproduct of that's happiness. I'm working on my project in Costa Rica, byproduct of that is happiness. So how do I craft a lifestyle where the byproduct of that lifestyle results primarily in happiness? Obviously, it can't be 100% happy. Life doesn't work that way. So my first question is, how do I design that lifestyle? In order to design that lifestyle, I need clarity of purpose because my purpose can define my priorities. My priorities then in turn can define how I structure my lifestyle, which is who I spend time with, what I eat, what I read, what I see, what I listen to, what music I listen to, literally everything. But if you don't have purpose, then you can't define all of it. I mean, look at London Real. You've defined the mission of it, the style of it, the branding of it. It's just so clear. If I go online, I see some guy ripped your video off and is showing it. As soon as I see the background, the quality of it, the filming, I know it's London Real. But because you've defined clearly what it is you want, you're able to then define everything else. What quality video, what backdrop, the quality sound, everything. So life should be the same as well. Define purpose first. Purpose defines priorities. Then focus on those things. The byproduct of that, you live a rewarding life.
And for people to find out that purpose, how do they do that?
Yeah, and the sad thing is we're never taught, right? So ideally, you find someone who can guide you because it's hard we don't know what we don't know. So I would say there's a couple of ways. If you're spiritually or religiously inclined, your religion can define your purpose. So I'm a Hindu. In Hinduism, we define the purpose as a person's purpose in life as self-realization or enlightenment. Through deep meditation, I go within and I experience divinity inside of me. Now, a Christian in a particular denomination may say the purpose in life is to serve and love Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. A Buddhist might have something else. So if you're spiritually or religiously inclined, you may turn to that to see what your religion defines as your purpose in life. Now, if you're agnostic or atheist, I always say that your core purpose in life should never be dependent on someone or something, because if that someone or something goes away, then you have no purpose. So if you're agnostic or an atheist, you could say, for example, my purpose in life is to be the best version of myself. Now, you could do that and pursue that even if had 3 days left to live, you were bedridden. You can go within your mind and say, yeah, remember 70 years ago, I fought with my uncle and I never resolved that. I'm still carrying that grudge. I should really deal with that right now and not take it into wherever it is I'm going. So that allows you then to keep working on things regardless of who and what's in your life.
Yeah.
But ideally, you find someone who can help you lay out the path to discovering it. But I would say strongly, Brian, that that's one of the first things people do in life is figuring out your purpose in life. Yeah. Same way I would imagine with London Real, like you want to define what the mission is first. Yeah. If not, you'd never be as successful as you are now.
Yeah, it's funny how you bring it back to this because we're almost 11 years in and I didn't know the purpose in the beginning, but I knew the intent. And then later I defined it as a purpose. But the intent always was to have these amazing conversations and also introduce these fascinating people to the world. And I was always there to be of service almost to them. So when you sat down with me that first time in 2016 in the studio, it was like everything we do from the lighting to my questions to the piece of content we produce is to put your essence into the world so other people can benefit from that. And then every decision around that is based on that purpose. And then it becomes really clear what we do. It's simple. And then we can do it almost with ease because it's defined. And since I'm being of service and I'm doing something I love, everything else falls in place. Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yes. And then, once I always tell people, once you know what you want, you know what you don't want. And you know who you don't want. Making decisions become, like you say, becomes so simple.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to bring up, Brian, if it's okay with you, about purpose here is that, I see a big problem in today's world, and maybe I'm wrong about it, but, if you ask most teenagers or young people, what do you want in life? Most people have absolutely no idea. And the common thing that's being said to them is that you don't need to have it all figured out so early in life. I disagree. I feel that we should teach our children how to find their purpose as early as possible so that you can spend the rest of your life living in alignment with your purpose. Because, like you said, everything then becomes easy, making decisions become easy, and everything that you do is so rewarding and joyous, as opposed to spending decades trying to find what it is you want, because life is apparently all about the journey and not the destination. I disagree. I say define the destination, then it's about the journey, because now your journey is in alignment with the destination. And Lewis Carroll has that beautiful saying: if you don't know what you want, if you don't know where you're going, then any road will get you there. And I feel that's how most people live our life. And we say to teenagers, we say to young adults all the time, it's okay. You don't need to figure out what you want in life. Just go out there, experience things, and discover. The more confused you are, the more you repeat that in your mind, the more pattern of confusion builds up, and it doesn't get resolved. Yeah. It's not that confusion leads to clarity. Figure out what it is you want early, and parents should take the responsibility of helping the children define their purpose in life. What are they passionate about? What do they love? And help them get into that narrow and deep lane of what drives them every day, wakes them up every day, and gets them into that place where things just happen with ease. There's so much clarity every day, and there's so much reward every day. Wouldn't that be a better life to lead than a life of searching? Yeah. No one likes looking for anything. That's why there's Google.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.